Paul Finebaum. He's always bragging and he's bragging about the SEC and how great they are. And he's bagging on the Big Ten that they're not good. It occurred to me while watching the Big Ten dominate the top of the college football rankings all season long. And of course, capping off back-to-back national championships when Ohio State followed Michigan's natty by defeating Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, for the title on Monday night. This must have been difficult for SEC elitists like Finebaum here. Making matters worse for SEC elitists was watching Ohio State just mow through SEC powerhouses like Texas and Tennessee along the way to their playoff run. In fact, the Big Ten beat the SEC in all but one head-to-head matchup this postseason, including the bowl games. There was USC, coached by Finebaum punching bag Lincoln Riley. He hates Lincoln Riley. Says he's a fraud. Well, Lincoln Riley's USC team beat Texas A&M from the SEC, and this was a down year from USC. Michigan beat Alabama twice in one calendar year, if you want to get specific about it, January 1 and then again on December 31st. Illinois beat South Carolina. Clearly, the Big Ten has surpassed the SEC as the elite in college football. Even SEC diehards have to admit, including Finebaum. In fact, Finebaum did on Tuesday on ESPN. I heard it with my own ears, saw it with my own eyes. He said, to the victors go the spoils. He said the Big Ten is the best conference in America. And he said this makes the SEC feel very uncomfortable. No longer the top dog. What do you think about that? I could suggest that the SEC's downfall is because they have been paying players all these years. And now that name, image, and likeness is legal to pay players, it's kind of got everybody caught up. I could say that, but that'd be a low blow. Cheap shot by me. Ignore that. As we enter the world of revenue sharing among college athletics, and this is going to happen this year, up to like $20 million per athletic department, and this is separate from name, image, and likeness. The actual revenues of athletic departments and schools have to be shared with the athletes, again, up to about $20 million a year. That's right off the old budget line item. Indiana University has laid off 25 athletic department employees as it gets ready for the revenue sharing era. Keep in mind, this is a department that earned extra monies because their football team is good, sold out a lot of football games, a lot of tickets this year, and of course made it to the playoffs, which is very lucrative. According to the Indianapolis Star, employees were notified on Thursday the school is trimming 10% across the board, all divisions of the athletic department, including communications and compliance. The Hoosiers will not be eliminating any sports programs or coaches or staff members, but I would expect stories like this at just about every Power 4 school in the country in the coming weeks. Indiana was just the first one we found out about because it was reported at Indianapolis Star. One more note from the Ohio State Buckeyes championship season. Their backup quarterback, Devin Brown, who announced weeks ago, I think it was December 9th, that he was going to enter the transfer portal, but he wanted to hang around on the team while they make their run for national championship. He wanted to be a part of it. Unlike, say, for example, Penn State backup quarterback Bo Perbula, who announced he was going to the portal in early December and left right away and missed the playoff games. And they really didn't have a good backup quarterback. Anyway, Brown wanted to stay. He'd been there at Ohio State a couple of years. And now that they won their national championship, he has announced he's going to Cal. Going to play for the Cal Bears. He feels like he's got a pretty good shot at winning the starting job there. He's got 2 years of eligibility left. 2 seasons ago, Kyle McCord edged him out for the starting job at Ohio State, and this year, Kansas State transfer Will Howard beat him out for the job. Brown did appear briefly in 9 games this season. He did start last year's Cotton Bowl when McCord announced he was transferring out, and with Brown leaving and Will Howard's eligibility used up, and freshman Aaron Nolan transferring to South Carolina, look for former 5-star recruit and redshirt freshman Julian Sayin to lead the Buckeyes offense to their defense of the national title. As we look ahead to the national title, 2026, what are the odds? What's Vegas saying out there? Well, they got Texas has the best odds to win a national championship at plus 450. Ohio State right there at plus 500. Kind of ironic, not ironic, that those are the top two schools that spend the most name, image, and likeness money that we mentioned earlier. $20 million between the two, and they're the favorites to win it all next year. They got it rolling. Georgia is next at plus 600. Thought they'd be higher, maybe. Oregon at plus 750, as is Penn State. Oregon and Penn State, the two teams who played in the Big Ten championship game, both same odds, plus 750. Alabama plus 1,300, and Notre Dame, runner-up this year, at plus 1,500 to win the national championship in 2026. Hey, quick note here on a Wednesday. We got some hoops tonight I want to tell you about. Indiana is at Northwestern. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern on the Big Ten Network. Also, USC is at Nebraska, 9 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. So, doubleheader tonight, Big Ten Network. Women's action here on Wednesday. Penn State at 21st ranked Michigan State. That's on Big Ten Plus at 6:30 Eastern. 4th ranked USC with Juju Watkins taking on Purdue at West Lafayette. That's on Peacock, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. 24th ranked Michigan taking on 23rd ranked Minnesota. That is at 8 o'clock Eastern on Big Ten Plus. And then Iowa out west. They are at Washington, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. That will be on the Peacock Network. So anyway, we covered a lot here. Would love to hear your comments on it. Hit us up with the comments on YouTube. Coming up in a minute, we'll do our midweek men's basketball power rankings. We always enjoy that. That's coming up next right here on Locked On Big Ten. Let me tell you about Talkspace. Therapy. It's a game changer. And it can help manage stress, improve sleep, communicate more effectively, all that stuff. But finding the right therapist and fitting sessions into a busy schedule, it can be a challenge. That's where Talkspace comes in. Talkspace is the leading virtual therapy provider. Makes getting the help you need easy, accessible, and affordable. And with Talkspace, signing up is simple. You can match with a licensed therapist who fits your needs, usually within 48 hours. And it's convenient, and you can have sessions from the comfort of your own home. You can even message your therapist in between appointments. And as a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/LockedOnCollege. Enter the promo code SPACE80, all like one word, SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/LockedOnCollege and enter the promo code SPACE80 and get $80 off your first month and show your support for this show. That's Talkspace.com/LockedOnCollege, promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80.